March 1971. On the Warner lot in Burbank, John Wayne, age 63, waits between takes as 7 familiar faces pass through his orbit. Stars, legends, men the public trusts. One of them shouts at a crewman, another laughs at a woman's silence. A third hides behind contracts. This is not rumor, it is witnessed. What happens when Wayne stops tolerating it will permanently fracture friendships, stall careers, and redraw where power ends in Hollywood. This is what happened. Hollywood's golden era operated on certainty. Stars were insulated. Studios protected revenue. Publicists buried trouble. The rule was simple. If the picture made money, behavior was negotiable. Extras were invisible. Crew were replaceable. Women were told to endure. Men were told to keep quiet. Everyone knew it. John Wayne thrived inside that machine. He was the machine's face. Westerns, war pictures, box office reliability. He commanded sets without raising his voice. Schedules bent around him. Directors deferred. When guests arrived, co-stars, visiting celebrities, producers, they inherited that gravity. Wayne rarely corrected peers in public. He watched, he remembered, and when lines were crossed, he acted without speeches. The 7 men who follow were not obscure. They were invited, respected, repeatedly employed. Each crossed a line in front of witnesses. Each assumed immunity. They were wrong. The first breach is loud. John Ford staggers onto the set late. Whiskey breath, red face. He berates a young script supervisor for a page revision he approved the night before. His voice cracks. Papers scatter. The girl doesn't speak. Wayne stands, doesn't shout. Ford keeps going. Calls her stupid, calls her slow. A second breach is quiet. Howard Hawks corners a wardrobe assistant in a hallway. Compliments. Too close. Her smile freezes. A hand lingers on a sleeve. Wayne sees it in passing. The assistant steps back. Hawks doesn't notice. A third breach hides behind laughter. Lee Marvin mocks a Navajo extra's accent between takes. Crew chuckles. The extra looks down. Wayne's jaw tightens. A fourth is contractual. Clark Gable arrives with riders that push a female co-star's call time to midnight. She waits. He dines. The schedule absorbs it. A fifth is political. Charlton Heston lectures crew about duty while ignoring a grip's injury report. The man limps off unpaid. A sixth is predatory. Errol Flynn boasts loudly about conquests on a shared lot. Names, ages implied. Women pass within earshot. The seventh is dismissive. Frank Sinatra snaps at a sound man for asking for quiet. Threatens to walk. The room goes still. Wayne watches all of it. One incident is survivable. 7 is a pattern. Have you ever watched powerful people cross lines because they thought no one would stop them? Say where you saw it. Wayne does not intervene immediately. He observes consequences. The script supervisor avoids eye contact for days. The wardrobe assistant transfers sets. The Navajo extra is recast. The co-star sleeps in a chair. The grip limps home. The women avert their gaze. The sound man apologizes. Silence stretches. Minutes feel longer on a set that breathes money. Wayne's stillness is misread as approval. It is not. He keeps a list without writing one. He studies how men behave when no applause follows. He waits for the moment when correction will cost something real. Wayne chooses the currency of Hollywood, access. He walks to Ford first. Private. Trailer door closes. No shouting. When it opens, Ford leaves early. He does not return that week. Hawks is next. Wayne steps between him and the assistant in a corridor. One sentence. Low. Hawks backs away. His visits end. Marvin laughs it off until Wayne removes his name from the next call sheet. Marvin apologizes to the extra. On camera. Gable's riders are returned unsigned. The schedule resets. The co-star wraps on time. Heston is told the grip's pay comes from Wayne's pocket if the studio refuses. The studio doesn't refuse. Flynn is banned from the lot. Publicists spin. Wayne doesn't comment. Sinatra storms. Wayne doesn't chase. Sound rolls. Objects move. Doors close. Work continues. Change is measured in days. Day 2. The script supervisor returns. Ford is absent. Pages are approved calmly. She speaks again. Day 4. The wardrobe assistant finishes a fitting uninterrupted. Hawks is gone. She thanks Wayne without words. Day 7. The Navajo extra delivers his line twice. No laughter. Applause follows. He keeps the role. Day 10. The co-star leaves at sunset. The chair is empty. The grip receives a check with overtime. He shakes Wayne's hand. Day 14. The set feels different, quieter, faster. The crew stops bracing for impact. Wayne's authority shifts from star power to protection. Men test it once. They don't test it twice. Have you ever seen accountability finally change a workplace? What shifted when someone with power acted? The effects travel. Ford's behavior becomes legend with an asterisk. Hawks loses informal access. Marvin cleans up his act. Gable's riders thin. Heston donates publicly to injured crew funds. Flynn's invitations dry up. Sinatra returns later, quieter. Wayne's reputation hardens. Not as a scold, as a line. Young crew request his sets. Studios notice fewer stoppages. Money follows decency. Years later, when conversations finally surface, witnesses point back to those weeks. Not as redemption theater, as precedent. The proof lives in paper and memory. Call sheets with names crossed out. Payroll stubs corrected. A ban memo archived. A transfer request dated the week Hawks left. A photo of the Navajo extra smiling between takes, signed by the crew. These artifacts sit in studio files and family drawers. Tour guides mention them softly. Visitors linger, some nod. Wayne did not reform Hollywood. He narrowed the space where abuse could hide. He proved access is leverage. When stars withdraw it, behavior changes. The 7 men lost nothing essential, except permission. Crew gained time, safety, and voice. Wayne gained a legacy that outlived box office. Whose dignity was protected because someone spoke up for you? Share it below. We will remember. Subscribe so we can keep honoring the moments when power chose restraint. And unfortunately, they don't make men like John Wayne anymore.